I'll start.
Cool. So we missed.
Mike says, right,
Yeah.
relax your hips.
Yeah.
But then I find that I'm tensing up there.
Yeah. What you want to do is there is tension in the body, but you don't want to do excessive tension. You want to have the right amount of tension.
Right.
So that comes from practicing. So what happens is that the sitting bones go back and down slightly, as if you're perching on a window ledge. Yeah. But you wanna feel the ground under your feet.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm just gonna. So this room is a lot less cold than it was this morning. Oh, it was cold. Who was here this morning? Me. It was freezing. You were lucky being the Zoomie.
We were on the Zoom.
You were on the Zooms, yeah. It was very nice because there was some. Yeah, I had to go quite basic this morning because we had some new people that had not really done anything before.
You're going to have trouble.
And well, no, it's just we've got to work on balance a lot in the first class.
Let him know exactly what you're supposed to be aiming at.
Yeah, and also because you can sometimes when people walk in and you can see that balance is a bit of an issue. So there's no point doing any moves until they can stand up without falling over.
I think if you'd have explained.
But this is all relaxed. This is all relaxed.
If you'd have explained to them that the idea is in this, you may think it's not doing balance. But what you're trying to do is get your centre of gravity.
You get your centre, you get your centre of gravity in the right part of the foot.
Where your centre of gravity
is.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not going to learn that in one lesson. And also, it's enough for them to know their feet are shoulder width apart. They're not going to take that in.
I think he might.
He might, but the others. There was also two other new ones. So you have to pitch it.
Yeah.
You have to kind of when you get new people, you have to pitch it to the beginner.
Yeah, but
it's
explain it in as well. Otherwise, you're going to lose him.
It'll come back. It's fine. It's just. But the thing is that one of the reasons. So we're not. Like, balance isn't the right word, actually. Balance is the Western word, but it's not actually. It's Zhongding, central equilibrium, where all your forwards and backwards are all balancing each other out.
Yes.
And it's a dynamic. Yeah, that's fine. It's a dynamic. It's not like, right, I'm balanced, right, I'm going to stay stuck. It's like a moving balance. That's the best I can come up with at the moment. I mean, Mike will know much better than me because obviously he's been doing this longer than me.
Yeah.
And does more practice. So so sit down, lengthen up, and relax. I do practice every day, but it's relax the shoulders and the elbows. So you want to really feel your feet. And one thing what I notice with the new people is a lot of people come to Tai Chi almost too late. They'll come to Tai Chi because they've had a fall or they're at risk of having one, and then the doctors has read the research and gone, right, you better go and do some Tai Chi. But actually, really, they should be teaching Tai Chi at school and say, this is how to stand up properly, this is how to... Because the problem is, if you're... Like, I've noticed in my nieces now, they've got very tight here and there, you know, you want to have a good posture and lengthening, feeling this soft, springy feeling in the body. And what I've noticed in the people that have got the balance problems, they're quite stiff up here. They don't actually know where the ends of their arms and legs are, or where their feet are, or what 50-50 is, or what 60-40 is, because your sensory, like when I was talking about the sensory nerves, you've got 100 to 200,000 sensory nerves in your feet. That is a lot of very useful information that the brain could soak up and go, oh, okay, and then ever explain it perfectly, saying the more you focus on your feet and the more you feel and sense your feet, the better you get a balance map in your brain. So it's like a balance map in your brain. I mean, there's another word, but balance isn't really the right word because it's too, what's the word? Reducing. It's much more than that. It's this whole kind of a balance that includes a very calm and clear mind and a body that's correctly aligned up. And as a result of that, your balance is improved. One of the benefits is balance is an improved thing, but it's more than that. You can think better, your circulation flows better, you can deal with things better.
Is Tai Chi sort of learning to start from the inside and work out?
Yeah, you learn from the inside to work out, but actually you have to start from the outside and notice what's happening and notice what you're looking at. So it kind of goes out that way and it also comes out that way, I think. I mean, that's just from, I'd probably said something completely different 10 years ago. Yeah, so standing in your chi. And nice and relaxed. So this will be a really exciting video, won't it? We've just been standing here. And wow. It's really important. It's really, really important. And oh, yeah, I couldn't go to Mike's Wednesday class, which I was like, because I was at I had to go to a 7-year-old birthday party instead, because I never miss their parties. So, they've got this cat with an amazing Tai Chi, so I did get to see some. But hopefully, I'm trying to book a private class with like next week, I think, because just to find out what I'm missing and how terrible I am. You know, it's really important. You can tell you're getting somewhere when your teacher starts pointing out where you are rubbish, and then you start feeling terrible and wanting to go home crying and stuff, and then you think, oh, I must be getting really good. Yeah. So sobbed all over the t-shirt. Yeah, it's really good. But then once you get over that, then you think, what am I doing? I know, I'm just going to relax. Oh, thank goodness, yeah, I feel much better. So you just relax. So it was quite useful being able to relax. I've been in that London. I'm in an orchestra now that play once a month in London. So I'm playing. I was getting the tube back to where I was staying. There was some rather loud 20, 30 something male people being very loud and very sweary and vulgar. And I thought, oh, I know, I just noticed. I thought, I know, I'm going to relax. So I felt like that. And I said to my companion, why don't we move to a different part of the train? And we did. There you go, self-defence. Great. And then, because it was an open plan train, we couldn't, you know, but it was fine. And then I sat opposite, there was a young lady and her boyfriend. And she was actually quite upset by what she was viewing, because obviously it might set some things off. So then I gave her some tissues, because I thought, oh well. And then at the same time, while I was in the train, I basically sized all the various guys up to work out, should I need to, what I might need to do. And then once I'd done that, I thought, oh, I can relax now, great. And then just sort of, and it was fine, and they got off at the next stop. And it was all good. But it's just because of doing Tai Chi for so long, I could then think, relax, check my posture. Okay, what's actually going on? What am I noticing? What am I sensing? What am I feeling in myself? What are these yobbos? What's happening in my own body? Oh, nothing. Oh, good. I must have, you know. Oh, look, there's an upset person. Give her a tick, you know. And then having this self-awareness, and then going home, and then and instead of walking back, getting the bus back. Just so I wasn't out on the street any longer. You know, being sensible.
I wouldn't like to meet you in the dark night.
No, you wouldn't, but it's fine. I mean, I'm not like, I wouldn't like, I wouldn't be like Ollie or Morgan or Julie. I mean, they really, really, really know their self-defence, but I'd have enough to surprise someone that was trying to, and that might be enough to tip things over, and then I'd run away. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Very sensible.
You'd run away, you wouldn't go kapow like in the movies, it's nothing like that. You just sort of do something really simple, and then you run and call the police. Or while you're running, shout for help. Because I've done the women's self-defence.
Greatest form of defence is absence.
Absence, yeah, don't be there. Don't be there. Notice, you don't need to be there, you can move. So it was like, oh look, there's some people, if they get a little too exuberant, it might turn to something unpleasant. Let's get a bit further away from them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's about owning your space. Owning your space doesn't mean having to fight for the space. You can just go, right, they're really loud, I'm moving. And then it's just much better. And it's like doing the Tai Chi and having that sense of stillness and the stillness within movement. And also, if you notice, like, one thing in Tai Chi, you get introduced to something new and then your brain melts and you feel a bit and it sets up all your fight flight. We all know what to do. We relax, we align, we check, we find the ground. Find the ground, and then you know, then you can think all clear. Like, you know, I lost my car keys. So what did I do? I relaxed. Where was I when I've got a spare pair as well, because I'm very good at losing things, so I have a spare pair in the same place every time. And then I found them and it was fine. It's just about...
I lost my spare set for ages.
Brilliant.
I got the proper keys, but I couldn't for the life of me remember what I did with the spare set.
Yeah.
Found it eventually.
So we're sinking our hips. So yeah, when you get brand new people, you just have to get them to relax really. And I try and avoid throwing too much information, but I must get better at that. And just give them maybe a couple of things to worry about. But I think it worked by the end. They seem all relaxed, so that's good. Hopefully they'll all come back.
Well,
I actually get paid for the first class, so...
yeah, presumably they paid something for this.
Well, the first session should be free for the Forever Active, because they're a charity and they can afford that, but then they have to pay and join the organisation. And then I threw the extra class on, because I didn't want to get rid of my Zoom class, and this school's wonderful. And I just really like it, but it just basically means that class is kind of paying for the other two. So, keep breathing, very nice. So you just want to notice what you are sensing. So you're kind of cultivating that observer. Keep breathing some more. Fabulous. Okay, and then raise the arms. And we're all breathing, aren't we? Very nice. Okay, now we'll do Mike's thing. So I really like this one because it's character building. So you turn the palms like that. Does he do this one with the U3A?
No.
I'm not surprised.
I don't think it's yes.
And then down, he does it with the Wednesday night Chen class.
Yeah.
So he might be. I was asking about, you know, because the venue's a bit small, and also, but he's hoping for a bigger venue for that one. He will be opening it to beginners at some point. So I kind of suggested it might be good to get some fresh people in the class, and then palm out. And also it means I can learn what I've missed in the beginning of the form that I'm doing wrong. So I'm very happy. Let's go. So you want to sink the hips, sink the shoulder, and this nice round shape. Yeah. And we do it again. So we go up, forward, down, and out. Marvellous. That was so good. Oh gosh, that's very character building, isn't it?
Yeah, I think my cousin loved to get people touching with legs or arms. I'm not going to like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then on the Wednesday. Yeah. It's quite hard. Relaxing is actually quite hard because I mean, if you all you need to do is listen to the news and you're just not relaxed at all, are you? You know, and there's been all this pandemic-y stuff, and you've got to have your booster, otherwise you'll die or whatever. And you just think, yeah, just.
I mean, it's still been going for years and it's still going on like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's that one, isn't it? Yeah. But it takes a while to. It
actually so frustrating for you sometimes.
Not really, no, because the thing is, like, everyone. Corral really helped. It was when I was a newbie teacher and I'd be showing something and no one was doing it. Now, when I show something and no one's doing it, I remember what Corral said. People are obviously doing this strange thing for some reason. Who are you to interfere with their learning progress? Which I thought was funny, but also a little bit of a cop-out, because so what I'll do is I'll try and correct. If it's someone that's been doing it a while, I'll correct a lot more. If it's someone that's brand new, I might. If it's dangerous, I'll have to correct, because I don't want them to explode. But if they're not exploding, they're just doing some strange thing. They're obviously doing that for some reason, and I kind of link it in terms of something like scaffolding. The basic scaffolding, and in amongst all the scaffolding is maybe the move that we were actually doing. Yeah. And I mean, I remember being in a class and there was a guy and he was just never doing any of it. And he'd been going to see Corral for like 20 years or something. And then I signed up to him and I went, why is he doing that? And why, how? And he went, I don't know. Do you tell him what to do? Yes. He does not listen. And you just think, okay. So it's actually very hard to hear things that the ones that seem to be able to do the moves, the ones that relax more. That's the best I can come up with so far. But I've only been teaching Tai Chi since 2003. So I'm still a baby really, so I'll ask that one for Mike. It'll probably get too warm in here because I've turned the radiators up to full whack.
Yeah, I think we've taken it.
Yeah. Shall we? I'll keep going. I'll turn this down. Can you turn down the radiators to a 2? If you turn it to 2, because that's on the green one. So turn it to I'll turn that one. Radiator turning down, Ray. That was super sensible. You're absolutely right. Because had there been more of us, we'd have had to have opened that back door and frozen to death. So I'm really glad we've got the elite group today.
Open Tommy if I'm doing something wrong.
Sorry?
Open Tommy if I'm doing something wrong.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not wrong. It's just not 100% right. So some of us need to stay more in our feet, for example. There you go. So keep your feet more on the floor, and what you want to do is you want to make sure your knees are in line with the toes. So rather than focusing on the weight shift, maybe focus on shifting the weight enough, but keeping the knees in line. So you might want to practice slowing down a bit. Yeah. But that's just because, like, you know, everyone's feet and legs and knees got put on different.
Yeah.
And some people's knees do go in. So you're not going to be able to get your knees to line up with the toes. So what you want to do instead is connect the knees with the toes, and maybe in a few years' time it will rotate outwards itself. I did get one of my private students has got a condition and their spine's never going to be straight because I was born with a sort of curly-whirly spine. And and
spine bifida, isn't
it? Something like that. Yeah, I've got a curvy spine as well, so my spine's never going to. I mean, it's better than it was, like, because I go and see an osteopath, and for someone with my spine shape, it's not bad, but it's still going to be there. And it's just one of those things. You're not, but you can still maximise what you've got. So it's some sort of a thing. Yeah, it wasn't a neural tube thing. I think it was. It might have been cerebral palsy or something like that. And but they can breathe better and they feel straighter, just because of the change in musculature. Because the better you stand and the better you're using your muscles, the easier circulation is. So it doesn't mean, oh, this will magically make your spine. No, it won't. But it will maximise what you've got. And in some cases improve. There was a lady, Tai Chi instructor. I think she's retired now. She must be in her 90s or pretty old. But she got tested the bone density in her 60s, and they said, "Oh, you're starting to develop osteoporosis. You've got low bone density." And she went, "That's okay. I'm teaching Tai Chi. I'll just do more Tai Chi." And she didn't do the punchy kicky Tai Chi because she didn't like that. She liked all the soft stuff, but she did more standing and more soft things and more of it. And then 10 years later, when she was in her 70s, she had her bone density measured again. It had gone up.
Oh, that's good to know.
It had gone up.
Good to know. I think I inherited osteoporosis from my granny.
Yeah, well, I've got it in my family as well, so that's why it's really good to do things like Tai Chi and bone density. And the other thing is that I think they're still doing the calcium and vitamin D stuff, because after the age of 35, women, because of our hormonal makeup, get less bone density, but by doing bone loading exercises, such as Tai Chi, each one, and also the punching and kicking that we do on the Friday. What we do on the Friday works our bone density, as well as exploding our brains. That will improve things. So what you want with bone density is to keep it level or lowering down very slightly, or hopefully sometimes even. I mean, she went and took the calcium and the vitamin D and did other things. She wasn't just Tai Chi. It was sensible diet.
Note to self, like calcium.
Well, you need it with the vitamin D because it won't work on its own or something.
Yeah, I think vitamin D, but I'm not sure I've got calcium.
Look into, ask your GP though, because they'll know the latest research and things change, and it's just what Simon Hannah was saying. Things change all the time. So, sensible diet, exercising helps your bone density, bone loading, exercises. So.
No.
But actually, when you've got balance issues, standing still is terrifying. So, yeah.
I'm not keen on the punchy kicky stuff either. I like the exercise.
Yeah. It's quite. I mean, I do it because I know it's good for my bone density, and also it's quite fun, and also it's very useful if I'm on my own on the tube in London after playing in gig. You know, it's quite. And the singing's good because it means I can shout help at the top of my lungs. So, really good. This is an epic. Let's change that. Like when you run out of cake and you're 7. Terrible.
The phone stops working.
If your phone stops working, yeah. So you want to work on keeping your feet flat on the floor. So do it slower and maybe less. So just try one, and then you can leave it there for a bit, and then just focus on the feet. Slow it down. So there will be a bit of a sort of swingy thing at the end, and you just go like that. Whose phone? Is that your phone?
No, mine.
Oh, good.
It's my watch.
Yeah.
I've just
Oh, is that your?
done 200% of my move target.
Yay! Is that an Apple Watch thing? Is that
Yeah.
one of those Apple things? Oh, they're taking over.
I haven't worked out how to change the targets yet.
Yeah, you're going like this. I mean, We're going like this, but no, keep the feet flat on the floor and let the arms drop. Keep the feet flat on the floor. It's not as exciting, but it's what we do. That's better, yeah. And see if you can try and do it without the extra wiggly bit, but that's fine if that's your, if that's a thing that's kind of happening because of how your body does its movements, that's fine. But see if you can do a couple without the extra wiggle, just out of curiosity. But yeah, watch the feet. So you want the feet, if you have a look at it from the side, the feet are flat on the floor and we're just dropping. There is one that Barry does where the heels do leave the ground, but we won't do that one because that will just defeat the... He says this is wrong, by the way. Oh, you don't do it like that. No, you do it like this. No, I do it like that. You do it like that. Actually, it's the correct. But when you're in his class, you do it like he does it. And not like you do it. Just when you get home. And then you've got two ways. That's better. So what you want is you want your weight to be in the middle of the... Oh, imagine you've got a pin. This video is going to be so dull. Imagine you've got a pin on the big toe, the pin there, like you've got football shoes with the pointy bits, but there's a pointy bit there, pointy bit there, and pointy bit there. So you've got 3 points of contact. 1, 2, hang on. I'll just do it for the video. Oh, 1, 2, and 3. On the, oh, cool, it's hard to stand on one leg like this. 1, 2, and 3 on the heel. 3 points of contact with the ground. 3 points of contact with the ground. So you want all 3 of those points, 1, 2, and 3 on the heel, to stay stuck on the ground. So if you go back to your bounce, if we just do our bounce, that's it, and you want to keep your feet flat on the... So what's happening, I suspect, is your weight's going forward, which is why your heels is coming off the ground. You want to keep your weight in the balance point of the foot. Oh. And also, while you're doing your bounce, that helps open this mid-leg area, the governor vessel meridian, the gate of life. The gate of life. So we do the bounce and then we do the shake. And again, you want, it's a bit like if you're punching. Yeah, when we do punching, I'll just show from here. Now the heel does come up off the floor, but one of them, your foot is really firmly planted in the ground. And then when I do the jab, this is planted on the ground. I do the cross, this is planted in the ground. I do the hook, this is all planted. So you're using that as like a doorway, that's like a doorway, jab, cross, hook, hook. But one of your feet is really solidly, so the whole foot is almost kind of, you draw the toes in, but it's pretty much through those 3 pins, or your weight is through the middle of the foot with the bubbling well point. So you want to feel the outside of the foot like suction pads. So because it's a suction pad, you don't want it to go like that because you lose your balance. So yeah, let's go back to that one and really see if you can keep the feet. See, if I did this with beginners, they'd just go away and never come back because their brains would melt. So that's it. That's better. That's a bit more stuck on the groundedness. But you just, that's it. And you want to let the arms go, let the hands go. So it's just very, that's better. Yeah. Like you're in a big, oh, no, not again. Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, let's move on. But that's something to be working on. This contact with the feet. Contact with the feet, and think of it like, did any you watched that cartoon called Pingu?
No.
Oh, that's a shame, because the penguin, he's got these very flat feet that make a funny noise, and he puts them down, and they kind of, he's got very good foot contact with the ice when he walks. And yeah, we're going to have a look at foot contact today. I think it just seems to be the thing to do. Done that one. Now, when you do this one, we've got the arches of the foot are, think of a spring. Imagine the foot is a spring and it's springing, and that's what's setting this movement off. Yeah, because Mike doesn't teach the loosening exercises really, because I learned these exercises off of Master Children and learned them off various people, and then started practicing, and that's why I teach them, but it's not really, but I personally found very useful for the Tai Chi, because it's not, I think of them more as connection exercises now rather than loose, and yet you are loose, but you're not discombobulated, you're connected, so you want to feel your connections. So you want your, that's it, and again watch the foot contact. Don't get upset if your feet leave, the heel leaves, it just means, it's just telling you, that's just information saying, I need to work on my foot contact. So it's like, and then before I leave, I've got to turn them all back to 1. But we can't turn them to 0 because otherwise it gets really cold, and then whoever hides the hall after you will hate you. So they'll be really cold. Or possibly dislike you and put a complaint in. The hall was really cold. Money back. So I just, that's better, yeah. Yeah, and you're getting the springy thing. You're getting the springy thing. Okay, so from loosening number 3, we go to wobbling, which I really like. So when I first did wobbling with Carell, we actually did this for an hour and a quarter, just one exercise. And so you want a rounded shape in the arms. The arms are rounded. There's a little bit of forwards and back in the knees. And you're thinking of making it, if I just do one arm, you're making a round shape. You're making a circle with your fingers. So if you put your hand in a pot of paint and put a paper, A3 sheet at the side of you, you'd make a perfect circle with the blobs. And keep breathing. Oh, nice. Okay, let's do forward and back. Well, actually, before we do forward and back, actually I'll come a bit closer. Let's do transferring the weight, 60-40. So 60-40, and again, think of your 3 points of contact. So not just the bubbling well, think of your 3, actually I'll do it on my hand. 1, this is now a foot, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 points of contact through your foot. And also think about your bubbling wells, just behind the ball of each foot, that's where you want your weight. But also think about your suction pads. And sinking the hips and lengthening through the spine, so you stand better. And we're breathing. So I really like teaching brand new people, because it's just fun. But it just means that you have to work out, okay, how to get them to, because by the time you've moved a certain number of years, there's a lot of like interference between your natural ability to move kind of almost gets blocked by life, I've noticed. So you just have to kind of relax, and then eventually it's a very interesting art, Tai Chi. It gets almost metaphysical in places, and I'm not a natural philosopher, so I really enjoy it. It's really good because it does your brain in as well as your body, so it's brilliant. Yeah. But then the thing is though, then when you go into a situation out there, when you're feeling really confused and perplexed, you've actually got a way out. You can just go, oh, I'm feeling really confused. Oh yeah, line up. Oh, I'm feeling confused. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and then you start clearing and think, what, you know, you get solutions then. Start transpiring and stuff. Marvellous. Keep breathing, so you want to relax around the jaw. Okay, now we're just going to rock forwards and back. So this is where you really want to focus on the contact with your feet. Keep your feet on the floor, but your weight is moving forward and back. So when I did this with Carell, he actually went as far as the end of the toes, but pressed the toes down. So, and he said, don't lift your heel, or feel when the heel's almost lifting, and then that's as far as you want to go. Now, when I was doing this, I was just going to where he told me to go last time, which was where the toes and ball of the foot meet, but he's moved it a bit further now. You know, it's after like 10, you know, it's significant 10 years of trying to do it. And now he goes, no, trying to go onto your actual toes, but keep the heels on the floor. And then if that's too much, you can just go back to where the ball of the foot and toes meet, and that's just as exciting. We just, and you want to let go in the lower back, sink the hips down and back, and then we go round and round. So, gold star for whoever finds the squeaky billboard. Yeah, there's an area sort of over there somewhere where the really good squeak is. Fabulous. Okay, now go in the other direction, because I really would like to do some sort of step back and repulse the monkey before we run out of time. This will probably be the most boringest video on the Grey Heron YouTube channel.
Give it a few weeks, I'll be practicing it.
Yeah. You can bring your pillow and duvet in. Very exciting. Okay, now we're going to do the figure 8. So you go from the corner of the heel to the little toe. And you want to keep your feet flat on the floor. Well, not flat, because obviously you've got your toes slightly drawn in. Okay, now go in the other direction. Don't worry if you can't work out what that is, it's fine.
I can't, I'm watching your legs.
Yeah, so what you do is you go little toe, heel. Hang on, let me try and work it out. It's the opposite way, little toe, heel, little toe, opposite heel, little toe, opposite heel, little toe, opposite heel. There you go, I worked it out. But you want to feel what's happening in the foot. Notice your feet. Notice your feet. That was so exciting. We're going to do the more. Has it got cold again? Since we turned the radiators
slowing down.
We're just slowing down. Okay. If it gets too cold, you can whack the radiators back up. Because I've paid for the I paid for my hall hire. I now owe them no more money, so they won't charge me any extra for extra heating. So now think about the inside of the heel and the outside of the ball of the foot, that area in the foot, and we're just going forward and back of that. Exciting. Make a very exciting video. So we're moving even less, and you're going from where the heel finishes to where the ball of the foot starts, and you want to draw the toes in. So it's a smaller, it might be faster as well. Now you want to sink and lower, and move the hips slightly back. So it's knees in line with the toes, and it's a much smaller amount of space we're moving. Now when you do the roundy one, you're moving around, right? Before we were moving the outside of the foot in the circle, now we're moving in that inside circle of the foot. So this is where your kinesthetic awareness comes in really handy. So we're feeling the sensory receptors on the inside of the foot. Still have the outside of the foot in touch with the ground, but focus on the inside of your foot. So in amongst that inside, somewhere is your balance point. Everyone's got their own. So I told you it was threading. So it's amazing what little details you start picking up and noticing. Okay, now go in the other direction. So I think that's why a lot of Tai Chi people like things like poetry, music, art, bird watching, nature, because you notice little details that people miss. Right, now try and do a figure 8 in the inside of the foot. So you won't be able to see anything, because I'm going from there to there, and then, hang on, I can't work it out. No, you'll have to work it out yourself. No, my brain's just melted. But I'm doing an inside figure 8. And then an inside figure 8 in the other direction. Work it out at home. Okay, right, now, back more feet. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes, but keep the knees soft and the hips sinking back. So we're wiggling, we're moving all the I'll do it with the fingers so you can see what we're aiming for. We're moving all the toes like that. Okay, now put the toes down and lift your big toe up, if you can. And then put the big toe down and lift your toes up. Oop. And then draw the toes in and stretch the toes out and away. Like you're a cat. You know when the cat, they stroke and then they start purring and start doing that on your leg, and then you put a pillow on them so your knee doesn't get scratched to death. So you think about like a cat when it's doing that. So it retracts and opens the claws, if that helps. And that will help you really feel your feet even more. Okay, right, next we go to cat stance, and then we raise the foot, we bend, flex the ankle, and then we put the foot down, heel, toe, and then we transfer the weight. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And eventually you step out into a perfect Wu Ji every time. Eventually. So, okay, we'll just have a... Actually, let's stop for a quick water break. Wow. So, we transfer, we raise, and then we use the foot. So you want to keep your hips level. So it all works your balance. Yeah, brilliant. So that was one of them I learned from Eva. The other one was the cat walking or chicken walking. I can't remember now. And then you go backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Marvellous. 3, 4. Well, we're breathing, very nice. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah. So just sink back and turn, sink forward and turn. Really slowly. So we sink back. Make sure your knees are in on the toe. When you sink back, you're sinking back and down rather than back like that. You want to avoid that. You want to go down like you're a big coiled spring. Forward and turn. Sink back and turn. Sink forward and turn. So we'll leave the back and forward one. And then hopefully we'll actually get to do some Tai Chi form today rather than Tai Chi principles, which are very important, but and we're all breathing. Okay, try that the other side, just so we're really merging our legs this evening. Very nice. What fun. We're all breathing. Keep breathing some more. Fabulous. Really good. Okay. Right. So, yeah, actually, let's do this one. So you come up, and we'll just do that, and just get our. So you just want to keep the arms up, and we're all breathing. And that's. So I just do it this way. It is different to how the professor does it, but I think the arm's a bit too straight for my. I don't really like very straight arms. I think that's bad for the joint. I think. And I'd rather keep a round shape. It's also like the rainbow, it's more rainbowish, I think. Great, okay, so that's actually quite a useful one. So if we step back and repulse the monkey, you turn. Now I turned too much, so that went over there too much. You want this side of the leg, so you can step back and out, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I go this side and you go that side of me, you go that side of me, and then we'll just do it together. Oh, I'm out of shot, sorry. Whoops. So come forwards a bit, and we start in left rooster stance. But make sure you set your rooster stance up to be Wu Chi width. That's the thing. So get your Wu Chi, then step into rooster stance in the kind of Wu Chi width. So when you turn, you're not too far over, you're still able to step back. And then transfer the weight, and then I neaten the foot up so that that's pointing forward. When Eva does it, she has her feet kind of parallel, but I find that too much. I prefer my foot to stick out. I just find it more comfortable that way. But you find your own way. So we've got the weight in the back foot. We turn just to the corner, not too far, so that you want to be facing the corner, then you turn to the front, then you step, transfer, turn, turn, step out and back, toe, heel, transfer, turn one, sink the hip, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and once more with feeling. 1, 2, very good, 3, 4, and run out of camera space. So, for fun, why don't we do lots and lots and lots of step back and repulse the monkeys with our arms as well as the legs? See how we get on. Okay, demonstration. I will demonstrate facing and I will demonstrate. So we start and play the peeper, and then just watch. We won't join in yet. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So with 3 and 4, it's an underneathy scoop thing, is what Mike does, because you're getting underneath someone's guard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the advanced way of doing this, which is one thing, I don't know if he does that on the Wednesday morning class, but you can actually go like this and do bird's beak. But we'll just keep it to the plain one first. But the bird's beak, that's like a deflection thing going on. Okay, let's just do that lots and lots of times. We'll start here, so play the peeper. So from play the peeper left, play the peeper. So it's open here, sink that down. So you wait to the back leg. So actually you can lift your leg up off of the floor if you wanted to. Step back and repulse the monkey. Finally we get to do some Tai Chi forward. 1, turn on the heel. 2, turn on the ball of the foot. 3, leave the hands where it is. Step back and down, and then push. Repulse the monkey, nice and tall. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. How much? Oh, we've got loads of room behind. I'll go forwards a bit. We can do a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for 1, you want to sink down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Marvellous. Any questions on that?
Yeah.
Good.
So it's just coordination.
Yeah.
So start. So
Right, you need to start in left play the peeper. So you need to be in left rooster stance to start off. That's cat stance.
Right.
That's rooster stance, yeah. But with your rooster stance, you still want a soft knee.
Yeah.
You still want a soft knee. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
right. So when that goes round, that goes back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. Then when that comes back, that comes there.
Yeah.
Then you step back.
And then
change the weight, and then that's when.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll show it from the front. So when this turns, when this closes the hip, this lower quad closes, upper quad opens. So it open there. When this opens, this closes. Then you step down, but the weight's still forward. Then as that pushes, that's when the weight goes back. I'll show that from the side. So actually I'll do it from the right play the peeper, which we don't do forward unless we're doing it the other side. So turn, turn, step back. My weight is forward. So you can be very tempting to do that, and then you overcompensate and the bum sticks out. What you want to do is step back, keep the weight forward, and then that all moves together. So that moves back with the weight, that moves forward as the weight goes back. So it's a bit like when you're punching. Sometimes in each one you punch on the front foot, but you can actually punch as you're going backwards, as well as going forward. You could even punch as you're going back. So it doesn't really matter, it just, the weight moving is what generates the power, and the waist turn as well helps generate the power. So you can punch on the back foot, you can punch on the front foot. And in the the case of step back and pulse the monkey, you're keeping that at bay, and then you're moving the weight. So you want to keep, like say someone's holding your arm. If you go back too much, you're pulling them on you. If you keep that out a bit, so there's some pull in that arm, that outward bouncy ball-like energy that we practice when we're doing our standing postures. So there's look. That's good. Actually, that's quite a useful little. Let's try that as a little exercise. Yeah, so going to play the peeper, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go like that and like that. Oh no, we're going to go like that, the opposite hand, and like that. So watch first. Watch first to work out what's going, to see what's going on. You want to try and relax when you're watching, so you can really see what's happening. Rather than, right, let's get this move right now. No, we just let go. So what I'm doing is I've got the back on. And remember, like that's like a shot put. So I turn, like, actually we're going to do this first. Just going to do that and that. So this left foot turns and that opens. So I'm going to put my left foot forward and you put your left foot forward. Actually, I'll do my right foot forward and then I'll mirror. So we go like heel and back. So okay, that's it. So you want to get used to moving this hand and then think of it as coming up like that. Okay, right, let's go to this one. That's it. Okay, now do one arm. And there's a slight turn in the waist. And now think of it as doing this. So think of the arm as stretching. Now put your hand here and feel the stretch in that shoulder joint. Another way they call it, you've got the lower quad here, which is your inguinal groove, which is the hip joint opening and closing. You've also got your upper quad, which is your shoulder joint. So you can do that. And you can feel that opening and closing. Right, so we're not left out, let's do the other side. So we're just doing that. Oh, lovely. And you want to feel it right to the end of the fingers. Also notice what you're sensing. So you're softly gazing forward, whether your eyes are open or closed. You're listening behind, you're listening above. And we're all breathing. Marvellous. Okay, so we're just turning and feeling that open. Feel that open. Try it again. So feel that open. Okay, now when we're doing this movement, so it's this hand. So we'll try that. Okay, have your left foot forward. Have your left foot forward. Left foot forward. Right hand. Left foot forward, right hand. Turn. That's it. So you want to keep your weight what? Back. Yeah. So, right, watch again. No wonder this is so hard to do. So my weight is in my back leg. And I'm just like you're putting out a cigarette or something. Not that anyone's smoking anymore, but okay, now go like that. So we're going to go 1, 2. Watch. Watch. I'll do it super duper slow motion. In fact, what I'll do is I'll move this down here. Right, feet on. I turn. Now I put my foot, remember when we were putting the toes down and then lifting the toes up? I then put the ball of the foot down. And then I go back to where I put it back where I found it. So I go 1, 2. And then I'll go 1, heel, ball of the foot. Not too much, that's too much. You go to there and then to there. You want your knee and your toe pointing to the opposite wall. Knee and toe point to the opposite wall. So you turn and you turn. So I'm not overturning, I'm just turning to the corner and I'm turning to the front. So you want to orientate your hips and shoulders so that they face towards a imaginary corner and then face toward the front. And we do our sleepy tiger eyes, like my friend's cat. I was eating an apple and the cat looked at me with sleepy tiger eyes and I said to the cat, "You can't eat it, it's an apple, you're a cat, you won't like it." And he looked at me, "Look," and it went, and then walked off. So, sleepy tiger eyes. So you want to do that, do that. That's it. Yeah. Try it again. Turn, turn. Right, and then what we do is make it even more exciting. So we have the hand. Oh, we have got too much space up top now. Let's just do that. Right. We start here. So lift up your toes and we turn on the heel and then we turn to the front. The ball of the foot. And you've got your hand forward. Right, let's do that again. So weight in the back leg. Turn 1, 2. Yeah. And then once more with feeling, turn 1, 2. Right, we're going to do that on the other side a few times, otherwise we'll be lopsided. So we go 1, 2. So yeah, what you want to do, watch what I'm doing. When I turn, I don't turn my back. You don't turn your back on your opponent, or don't turn. You want to still be able to see the front at the corner of your eye. So that means you don't overturn. So I'm just turning my foot to about there, and my body wouldn't go much further than the side wall if that. And then I come to the front. That's it. Let's try it again. 1, 2. And if you want, you can do the other arm. 1, 2, just so you've got it in context. Yeah? Let's try it again. So from play the peacock, we go 1, slow motion, weight in the back leg, 2, that's it, palm, that's it. So with step back and repulse the monkey from play the peacock, the hand stays where it is. The hand stays where it is because you're holding something at bay, so you want to keep it up. Then you step and then you repulse the monkey. Let's try that out. Now we're a bit more. We've got the detail, and oh my goodness, gosh! Right, and we'll do the first half of the form. Otherwise, just for fun. Okay, here we go. So we go 1. That's it, turn on the heel. 2, turn on the ball of the foot, bring the hand, pick this hand up. So look at what I'm doing, and look a bit, oh, very nice. And then we step back. Now keep the weight forward, lengthen through the spine. Now you transfer the weight and repulse the monkey. Now we do it again, so you turn, lift the palms up, but not too far, just towards the corner. 2, turn on the ball of the foot. Sink the hips. 3, step back. Keep the weight forward. 4, repulse the monkey. 1, turn. Weight in the back leg. 2, turn. Weight in the back leg. 3, step back and put the foot down. Weight in the front leg. 4, transfer the weight. Repulse the monkey. Now your weight is in your back leg. Let's do one more round. 1, turn. Weight in the back leg. 2, turn. Keep the weight in the back leg. 3, step so that the weight is in the front leg. 4, repulse the monkey. Woo! Right, let's go through the... Which way should we do it? Do it that way? Yeah. Let's go through 24 step, the first half. Otherwise we'll be here forever. So if you go that side of me, that's right. Yeah. If you go that side of me, face that way.
You're not mirroring.
I'm not mirroring. No. I only mirror on the Friday when we're all on Zoom. So you want to get that side of me. And you might want to have a bit of a front row and back row. Yeah, like in the movies. So sink down. Oh, I'll go that way a bit because I've got to step out 6 times that way. So nice and tall. Check your posture. Good Wu Chi posture. Breathing in and out. Hang on, let me just move this up a bit so I've got a bit more arm room up top for the... I hope I remember to press record, but never mind. Breathing in and out. First half, 24 step. Breathe in. Breathe out and begin. Here we go. Bring the hands in now. Sink the hips. 3. Open the hands. Imagine you're moving through water. Transfer the weight. Turn. Push out. Gather under. Hold the ball. This time, stepping. Step. Part the wild horse's name. Sink back and turn. Sink forwards. Step. Part the wild horse's name. Sink back and turn. Hold the ball. Sink forwards. One more time. Step. Part the wild horse's name. Sink back and turn. Hold the ball. Sink forwards. This time, side step. Cat stance first and side step. Heel, toe. Grasp the sparrow's tail. White crane spreads its wings. 20% of the weight on the front foot. I'll have to go back a bit because I'm going to run out of foot room. Drop the hand by the hip. Put the other hand on top. So if you're holding a small orange, then you brush knee and push. 1, 2, 3, sink back. 4, sink forward. 1, step, brush knee. 2, push. 3, twist. 4, sink forward. One more time, brush knee and push. This time, spear hand. 1 spear hand. 2, cut down. Cat stance, raise the knee, left rooster stance, play the peeper. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, turn. 2, turn on the ball of the foot. 3, step back and out, weight forward. 4, weight, transfers, hands move. 1, turn, weight in the back leg. 2, turn, weight in the back leg. 3, step back and out, weight in the front leg. 4, transfer the weight, move the hands at the same time. How many was that? 2. Okay, we've got 2 left. 1, thank you. 2, 3, step. 4, repulse the monkey. 1 more time. 1, turn. 2, turn. 3, step. 4, repulse the monkey. This time, sink forward. Turn. Keep the weight forward. Weight forward. Hold the ball on the front leg. Now you transfer the weight. Cat stance. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. Ward off. Double-handed push. Sink back. Turn. Push out. Right, follow Christine. Push out. No pressure. Gather under, hold the ball. Cat stance. That's it now. Step. So big. Okay. Better. Okay. Everybody do a proper bow and arrow step. Bow and arrow style step. That's it, that's better. Inspect the horse's mouth, turn the hands over, roll back. Transfer as you ward off. And then separate the hands into double-handed push. So sink back, sink forward into double-handed push. Now sink back, keep the arms out, turn. Turn, bring the hands in. Now stroke down with the hands. 3, 4, 5. Big bow and arrow stance. Sink down into single whip. 1, 2, 3. Into wave hands like clouds. Step up. Step 3 times with the left foot. 1, 2, step 3rd time with the left foot. 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got halfway. Brilliant. Right, come round in a triangle. Yeah, never mind. We're missing, I think we're missing about 2 people. Actually, no, we're missing 3 people because we got Darren's off on Zoom, but never mind. So just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Oh, that was epic. Well, what a relief. Doing something nice and simple like this. One more time. And then we'll see if we can be super extra young today. Brilliant. And rub polishing the face. Now to look super young. And then rub the hands together again. And give the lower back a rub. Ah, marvellous. That's so cool. Right. So that was an epic step back and repulse the monkey in nauseating detail. So here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Well, it kind of, sometimes you just need to get the electron microscope out and have a look at what is happening, what's going on, what's going on. And then one more time. What a relief. And then my fist with right hand, left hand over the top. We made it. Fit together about. Oh, brilliant. Way. We did it. Well done, that's fabulous, right? So very exciting video.